Welcome to Global Morning.
Death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure. Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle with ASU strike.
Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a life. The president never gave me any deadline.
It is a beautiful day and a special welcome to another wonderful day. It's a bright day, more so that a lot of people are preparing for the Salah celebration, which is somewhere around the corner. Is it wrong for me to say Barakah de Salah in advance? I don't think it is, because between now and tomorrow we will know when to really say the Barakah de Salah. But then, congratulations and Barakah de Salah to all Muslim faithfuls in advance. As a matter of fact, it is a beautiful day right here. The fasting has been on, and a lot of prayers have already been made for the country, and we are so sure that God is always a prayer answering God. Allah is always on the throne listening to our prayers, especially the kind of prayers that comes from a pure heart. This is a season of fasting and a sacred moment. Someone said something. He said it's time. If you ask anything from our Muslim brothers and sisters, they do it like it has always been, because this is a fasting period. And giving of alms, giving people treats, making people happy is one of the things that a lot of people do during the Ramadan. So I want to say Barakah de Salah in advance. The fasting is somehow coming to an end, and the celebration is on the way. People are traveling. People are moving from one location to the other. The rate at which people buy things has increased. Price of commodities in the market. It was so interesting that the price of grain dropped during the Ramadan. And not just grain, other foodstuffs, the price dropped. And that's what Nigerians actually want. That's what Nigerians clamor for, and they had it. Well, we just want to pray that it continues, so that it's not something that will just happen for a while and stop. After the Ramadan, the price of goods and services should still be okay. Then, let's move away from there a little bit and move to the petroleum sector, where NNPC and some of the actors are saying, well, the price of this commodity is going to change anytime soon, just like it has been changing in some quarters. Today you hear it is now 800 and something. Next tomorrow it's 900. The day after you're hearing it is 1,000. We need to come to the time where we'll have a unified price. But then the price cannot be the same in all states. That's what it means. And this is the reason. Let me tell you. The reason is because this product is being moved from the depot, all right, to different locations in the country. Take for instance the price of petrol in Lagos, for instance, cannot be the same with Abuja, because you need to move it from Lagos down to Abuja. You need to move from Port Harcourt, as the case may be, down to Abuja. The cost of transportation is being calculated into the price of fuel. The pump price has the price of the transportation from the depot to the location where it is being dispensed. All right, as a matter of fact, one of the most striking things right now making round is the fact that Dangote is beginning to sell petrol in dollars. Why? Because there have been some little form of exporting of this product. We heard that jet fuel was being exported outside the country, and for that reason it was being sold in dollar. And the price of naira to a dollar That's where the problem is. But all the same, what Nigerians are clamoring for and what Nigerians want is that they should be able to buy this product at an affordable price. Remember, let me say this now to Dangote. Nigerians were so excited when Dangote came up with the idea of building a refinery in a country where we have about 3 refineries not functioning for years. We've been exporting crude, refined and imported back to this country, and subsidy, a lot of money has been used for that transaction until this administration came up and said enough is enough, we don't want that to happen anymore, and it was stopped. Not just stopping it, the removal of subsidy brought a lot of hardship on Nigerians. That's a story that everyone knows. I wouldn't want to go into the nitty-gritty of that story, but then Nigerians were happy when Dangote refinery came up, when Dangote started building that refinery, when it was being inspected, and of course the former president Muhammadu Buhari actually went there and the needful was being done, and Dangote refinery came. Nigerians were happy because we felt, number one, we are not going to be exporting this product anymore, the crude, exporting it, getting it refined outside. We pay so much for it, then it's been exported back again. You remember what it will cost for us to bring it back, the refined product back to this country. The vessel, on the high sea, everything, a lot is been involved. But then Nigerians were happy because we have everything in our own country, and it is going to be sold at a cheaper price. But reverse is the case. How much is a kg of gas today? This is something that is being used in homes. Someone was speaking to me, was it yesterday, said, well, I can't cook, my family can't cook, we can't eat food because they couldn't afford to buy gas, to fill their gas, their cylinder. Secondly, the power is not there, they can't use electric stove. This is the situation a lot of people find themselves. Sometimes you see people on the streets very angry. You see some persons, you see them getting angry unnecessarily, transferring aggression and all of that. You don't know what is wrong. So a lot of people are facing different things. So we should be able to tolerate ourselves in the society. The people in governance should step down a little bit, all right? Get to consider the people in your constituency, the people in your family, the people in your circle. How are they feeling? Try to find out. That's what makes you a leader. How is the people in my state doing? How is the security situation in Benue State now? How is it in Nasarawa? How is it in Maiduguri? What about Taraba? Can they go to bed now and close their eyes without the fear of the unknown gunmen, even though some of them are known? You know, these are the things that the people in governance should take into cognizance, more so that we are getting closer, all right? Closer, I think we're getting closer, almost to the half of the year. This is March. March will soon be up, then the first quarter of the year will be up. I'll get into the second quarter, get into the third and fourth quarter, and before you know it, 2025 become a bygone. But then, what can we say we've achieved in 2025? We know we still have so many months to go, but then the preparation should start from now. The people in governance should plan ahead. If you don't plan ahead, you plan to fail. Look at what is happening. I had Dr. Ibrahim Biu, an international relations expert, on one of my programs, not global, on diplomatic perspective, and he was so concerned about the fate of Nigerians. And of course, what is happening in the United States is not so comfortable with the leadership style of the president of the United States. Some countries are being affected already. What about Nigeria? What about Africa? Is somebody going to take advantage of our situation and do what they are not supposed to do because of vulnerability? That's it. That's the concern. But then, with the handwriting on the wall, we should know that we need to be careful. International relations is very important. Diplomatic trade relationship, very important. But then we need to be careful what we do so that we don't get ourselves sold out to people who will mess the country up. Well, that's for the leaders and for every concerned citizen. But then one thing is sure, Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is a country endowed with a lot of natural resources that if we look inwards, no one, I said it again, I want to repeat it, no one on earth, okay, would want to make a mess of us if we put ourselves on the global map in a good light, and we can do it. It's possible. We can do it. So let's look inwards. Our leaders should know what to do, and everyone should make sure they do the right thing. All right, let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll return. I'll look at the pages of the national dailies. What are the papers saying? What are the good news? What are the ones you need to know? Forget about news making round on social media. Those are not verified stories. I saw a story yesterday where some things were being said about the Minister of FCT, not verified. I don't know, but then whatever happens, just keep tab on global television. You get to know everything as far as news and current affairs is concerned. But all we want to say right now is that it's a beautiful day. And of course, we'll bring you stories from the national dailies after this break. Stay with us. My name once again is Ramsey Enoch Agbo.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Global Morning is your top morning show here on Global Television.
We bring you fresh news updates daily while delving into a variety of current affairs and topics.
A Global Morning aims to deliver newspaper reviews and latest news with experts on key global issues.
And at the same time, keeping you well informed about important events, both national and international.
Global Morning serves as a valuable source of information, helping viewers like you start your day well informed.
Stay connected from Mondays to Sundays to a wide range of the latest news making rounds on Global Morning.
We're on the road to protest.
The president meets all of our demands.
This is Global Morning.
Welcome back from that break. It is still Global Television and Global Morning. This is the weekend edition, as a matter of fact. So we're bringing you to speed with the headlines for the day, which is the major thing we're doing today. And it's going to be coming with a lot of analysis, because I know a lot of people are back home today. So I will be analyzing and reviewing the pages of the national dailies, beginning from the Saturday Tribune this morning. Above the nameplate, Sanwo-Olu is the Akika. Atiku's allegation baseless, according to presidency. Then one rider to that story, and the rider says EFCC says Aisha Achimogo's probe has no link with Atiku and Lagos governor. Details read on page 4. Tinubu orders manhunt for killers of hunters in Edo State. One rider to that story, and the rider says northern governors demand probe. Details read on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, we have a picture story of, alright, I think this is more like an advert, alright, okay, an advert just covered the whole of the page. Right, moving away from there, let's get to the Saturday Vanguard, where we have a lot. When I say a lot, we have a lot of stories on the Vanguard newspaper, where you can see the picture of the suspended governor of Rivers State, right there beside the big story. And above the nameplate, you have the picture of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and that of Natasha. And of course, you also have the picture of Osita Chidoka and of course Tony Elumelu. Then let's begin from that of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, right at the top there. On page 6, you can get that story where it says IMF appoints Tony Elumelu to Advisory Council on Entrepreneurship and Growth. That's a good one. Then on page 18, the story says Universities, National Assembly embarrassing Nigeria. Universities, National Assembly embarrassing Nigeria. Osita Chidoka is the one saying that. Then this one says Natasha, Senator Natasha's recall. Opponents scale 6 hurdles, 4 more to go. Details read on page 17. Tinubu marks 73rd birthday, seeks divine intervention for Nigeria. Happy birthday to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Tinubu. All right, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is celebrating his 73rd birthday. I want to say happy birthday to you from all of us at Global Television. This one says petrol, private depots increase prices to 900 naira per litre. Now to the big story on the Vanguard newspaper, Saturday Vanguard today. Suspension of Fubara and lawmakers. The misled Tinubu, Ijaw leaders are the ones saying that Tinubu was misled. Who misled the president? Well, a lot of reactions coming from Rivers State. A lot of people are saying different things. So many things have been said about what is happening in Rivers State. But the truth be told, looking at what is happening in Rivers State, some persons have said if the president doesn't declare that state of emergency, something violent or detrimental to the state may have happened. Then the coming in of the sole administrator that has resulted to the removal of everyone that was appointed by the governor sends some form of signal. Some of the persons resigned. like the head of service, resigned on his own. But then the bottom line is that Fubara has been very quiet. Fubara has not been talking so much in the media. The last time people saw him in media was last Sunday when he went to church, the Salvation Ministry, to fellowship there. But then the sole administrator is up and bringing people that he feels he can work with into his cabinet. And I don't know. But then, are we having a little part of a military mix-up with democracy, or maybe before the expiration of the 6 months, anything can happen, because it is within the prerogative of the president to decide whether to call off the state of emergency before the 6 months or after the 6 months. Will it continue? All these are within the jurisdiction of the president, because the state of emergency was actually approved by the National Assembly, led by Senator Godswill Akpabio. All right, that's that. Ijaw lawmakers are saying the president was being misled, as it has to do with the suspension of the governor of Rivers State, and we have a lot of riders to that story. The first rider says president not sincere in his claims against Fubara. Okaba is saying that President INC. Vendison says Ibas will account for his deeds in Rivers. His Royal Highness Sarah Igbe Ijaw leaders are the ones saying that the sole administrator will account for his deeds. Everything he has done in Rivers State, he's going to account for it. Then this rider says what they cooked up about Fubara, Rivers people, Briggs, Niger Delta activist is the one saying that. What did they cook? Right, if you want to see that, you can pick a copy of the Saturday Vanguard and go straight to page 9. Then the last writer to that story said irrational to say the president distorted facts. Robinson, ex-Bandev spokesperson, Edore, an activist, is the one saying that we are concerned about looting Rivers Treasury. 2027 is here. And this one is coming from Goke Gam, former SSG. How judiciary is threatening Nigeria's prosperity. How judiciary is threatening Nigeria's prosperity. Details read on page 11. And this sounds like an editorial. More still coming from the Saturday Vanguard. Reason says that Tinubu orders manhunt for killers of hunters in Edo State. That's so pathetic, that's so bad for people. I don't know. It's so easy for people to take other people's lives these days. It wasn't like this in the past. I could remember growing up, if you hear of someone, if you hear that someone died, okay, if someone is being killed or for any reason, you see how everywhere everyone will be sober. But these days, if you hear of murder, if you hear of people losing their life, it's becoming more like a normal thing in Nigeria. I pray that the security situation of this country will be held at a high esteem and something be done about the insecurity situations everywhere. Hands on deck. The security chiefs are playing their part. JTF is trying. The governors, everyone is trying, but more effort needs to be done. More intelligence needs to be done. Intelligence operations, intelligence informations, intelligent, of course, informations. When an information is an intelligent one, it helps you to go after these people who are unleashing mayhem on the society. All right, that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Saturday Vanguard this morning. Let's quickly get to the Saturday Punch and see what we have. The same story, the big story say federal government orders manhunt as outrage trails 16 Edo travelers lynching. Just one rider to that story. And the rider says Deputy Senate President Atiku, NGF, Okpebolo, Obi demands probe. All right, let's see how that is going to happen. That's in Edo State. Then the other pages of the paper has been bought off by a security service company in celebration of the president's birthday. You can see that for yourself. You can see the Punch newspaper right on the screen, and you can see that just few papers, that few headlines that we have. Okay, Natasha recalls Senator petitions IG Kogi CP as Kingsmen tackle INEC. Details on page 4. Celebs show support as an Immaculate returns to social media. All right, that's the saga. I was seeing something yesterday that Two-Face Idibia on social media anyway. You know how it is on social media. Like I always said, I always say, any story you see on social media is not confirmed. It is not verified. A lot of them, some are verified anyway, but then a majority are not verified. On social media and some platform yesterday, it has it that Two-Face Idibia is relocating from his mansion in Lagos to stay in one small house very close to Natasha's place, because he has found love and all of that. And since this incident, I think Immaculate, well, he used to be Annie Dibia, but now because of the divorce, it's now Immaculate going back to answer her father's name. Sometimes you don't know how these things happen. If you've not been there, you won't know the trauma that comes with these situations. Celebrity marriage. I don't know what is happening to celebrity. How many celebrities are successfully married? You know, someone will say, well, these are people that knew themselves for a very long time before they got married, despite the shortfalls, despite the shortcomings, despite the so many children involved in the marriage. Someone still went ahead to step into the marriage, yet there is still divorce because of one misunderstanding, disagreement, and so many other things. Well, he who wear the shoe know where it is actually painful. But as a matter of fact, Immaculate is returning back to social media again, and celeb have shown support for one of their own. All right, that's going to be the size of the headlines from the Saturday Punch this morning. Let's go to a quick break. After the break, we'll return. Our newspaper review continues. Stay with us. Welcome back from that break. Let's quickly look at the Nation's newspaper this morning and see the stories making round. On the Nation's newspaper this morning, I'm going to begin from above the nameplate, where I have some very interesting stories. Still all about Rivers State. How Fubara ordered bombing of Rivers Assembly by ex-head of service. The ex-head of service is the one saying that. It says governor plotted Tinubu's downfall through pipeline bombing. Okay, all right. Fubara, this is the second right. Fubara ordered he to pull down assembly to avert impeachment. All right. That's a lot happening from, I don't know, some of these revelations. When you think about it, you'll be wondering, why should certain things even happen in politics at all? Because sometimes politicians feel they can do and undo and go scot-free. Well, the removal of immunity for the vice president, governors and deputy governors may not hold water. Someone said it's a bill that is dead on arrival. And I think it's been looked into already. But then I think some things need to be done. Some of the activities of people in governance need to be checked. No check and balance. The judiciary, as people are saying, like Nigerians are saying right now, is weak. And the judiciary has a lot of role to play. The civil society organizations are trying their best. SERAP especially, they are trying their best. But at the end of the day, you don't get to hear anything much, all right, from these quarters. But then, all the same, let's see what will happen from Rivers State after the 6 months. Hello killings. Police arrest 14 as president orders manhunt. And just one rider to that story, and it says Okpebolo visits scene. OK's probe. All right. This one says EFCC declares Aisha Achimugu wanted for alleged money laundering. Someone wrote yesterday that her house was being broken into. And for a search, I saw it on social media by one of these top social media activists, and I was like, hey, why is it possible for someone not to be around and his house is being broken into for a search? You know, some of these things are being said on social media, then you begin to see possibilities with it. The story as at yesterday, it was being said that she wasn't even in the country, but as a matter of fact, I don't know if such warrants can be issued in the absence of the person who owned where the plate is supposed to be searched. But then the authorities know it better. I think EFCC know what to do. So whatever they are doing, I know it will be within the confine of the law. But then, if you see EFCC going after anyone like this, something must be wrong somewhere. Until after investigations, until after everything, no one can say anything categorically yet about Achimugu. But as a matter of fact, she's been declared wanted. I think the best thing to do is, you're being declared wanted. There's nothing bad if you present yourself and said, here I am. What's the problem? Especially when you know that you don't have anything to hide. So that's how it should be. But then, let's see how all of this is going to end. All right, some more still coming from the Nations. That's Saturday Nations, the Nations newspaper. Tinubu at 73 rededicates self to Nigeria's development. The president dedicating himself to the nation's development. I think this security outfit is up to something. Almost all the papers, they bought up the page of most of the papers to celebrate the president at 73. Once again, happy 73rd birthday to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One very important thing is the fact that the president is saying, well, this is it. I am rededicating myself to Nigeria's development. If there is anything that I will give to Nigerians as my 73rd birthday, is rededicating myself to the development of the nation. What else do you need? Developing the nation, national development, very key. National development, very key. Getting rid of hunger, stopping insecurity, which is possible as a matter of fact. Going back to the drawing board to see how we can harness our natural resources and take attention a little bit from crude. That's going to go a long way because all attention is on oil. What business do you do? I am an oil dealer. You know, there is a way they look at people who work in NNPC and the rest, or other oil companies. But then, we have a lot of other natural resources that can bring developments to the nation. It's so good that the president is saying, I am rededicating myself, all right, to Nigeria's development. And that's all from the Nation's newspaper. Let's move now to the Guardian, the Weekend Guardian. Above the nameplate, I have this headline, which says, it's time for women to rise and claim leadership roles in Nigeria. This is coming from Atoyobi. Then this one says, rapid urbanization, worries over conversion of forest reserves. Conversion conservation center to real estate. That's a big problem. Then this one says Tinubu seeks divine intervention over Nigeria's challenges at 73, strong and still counting. There is another page again. I think it's all about the president. It is the president's day. So we're looking forward to how this celebration is going to go. Let the celebration get to Nigerians. Let Nigerians feel the fact that their president is celebrating 73-year birthday. And as a matter of fact, he said, I'm rededicating myself. All that I want as a birthday gift from God is development for this nation, which is very, very key. And as a matter of fact, we have some other headlines. This one is coming from the Nigerian News Direct. On the Nigerian News Direct this morning, Minister inaugurates a committee to tackle energy deficit in health facilities. Right? Tony Enumelu joined IMF Advisory Council on entrepreneurship. Then, Ifo Ilobi a crisis, Adeleke relaxes 24 hours curfew in warring communities. When I hear about warring communities, there's a way I feel. What happens to our brotherhood? What happens to Nigeria we serve? Nigeria is one. What happened to our territorial integrity? Border communities. You know, what happens to our relationship, the intermarriage that we do have? What happens to the relationship between chiefs in communities? You know, during harvest, let's say this community is celebrating their yam festival. The other community celebrates with them. You see them exchange farm produce and all of that. All these things are no more. People are fighting. Communities are fighting themselves, which is not the best. I think it's so good to the extent that the curfew, 24 hours curfew, was actually declared by the governor. But then I think it's so good that the curfew has been relaxed, but then it should be looked into, because the way this community crisis escalates is maybe you think it's over, then the next time again you hear of a guerrilla attack. People just come to attack the other community without them knowing, without them preparing, and at the process lives are being lost. This is not very good for our nation as a people. All right, more headlines still coming from the Nigerian News Direct. Infrastructural funding. NDPHC calls for presidential intervention to resolve 4 trillion naira debts owed Gencos. Details read on page 6. Food Hub is a kicker. Ondo acquires 10,000 hectares of land for phase 1 of farm project. That's good. This is something that should be replicated in every other state. Benue State, for instance, I think I like what is happening in Benue State. I think it's a good one. Congratulations to Honorable. As a matter of fact, I think something happened, and I was like, well, this could be destiny. I remember Honorable Austin when he started back in the university, when he started as an activist, was doing politics gradually, you know, and he's doing very fine right now. Congratulations to him for his new appointment. As a matter of fact, if anything is very important right now is going back to the farm, because there is shortage of food in the land. I remember there was a time that the federal government said they were going to get grains imported from Ukraine. But then I think we have what it takes to, our land is very fertile. We have a very fertile land that if everything being equal, we can harness what we have here and have enough to eat and even export to other nations of the world. Austin Umaru, congratulations to you. Then this one says, okay, controversy erupt as Kaduna SDP deny El Rufai's membership claim. Wow. Wahala. All right, I don't know, but then the former governor of Kaduna State that defected from APC to SDP. The SDP in his state is saying they don't know him. That's something. The charity, they said, begins at home. This is a state where you have been governor for some years. Then the state is saying that they don't know you. They are denying that you are a member of their party. This is not a good one. Charity, they say, begins at home. If you are not good at home, I think your constituency, your registration needs to start from your constituency down to the state level before you even get to national. But in a situation whereby there is a controversy, as Kaduna SDP denied El-Rufai's membership, that's not a good one. I'm aware that there is a plan, or there is a coalition plan or move going on already by the aggrieved members of different parties. And one of them is the former governor of Kaduna State, Governor, that's His Excellency Nasir El-Rufai. I was in that press conference when he spoke, and they were actually against the suspension of the Rivers State governor. And the question was asked, and the former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party was asked a question. If this coalition of political leaders in Nigeria is the coalition that is coming up to unseat the APC in 2027, and he said yes. So he was very categorical about his response. All right, well, it's not a good one for El-Rufai not to be recognized as a member of SDP in his own state. Now, 73rd birthday, Nigeria's safety, welfare, most important to me. That's Tinubu speaking right there. Details read on page 3. And that's the last headline from the Nigerian News Direct. Now to the Weekend Trust. And the Weekend Trust, the big story said how 16 hunters were mobbed, killed in Uromi. Wow, that's not a good one. I think the president has declared a manhunt. Then this paper still have the celebration of His Excellency the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, on his 73rd birthday. All right, this one is saying happy 73rd birthday, Mr. President. And that's it from the Weekend Trust. Then moving to the next paper, which is the Saturday Times. On the Saturday Times, it says heavy gunfire as soldiers and Shiites clash in Abuja. These Shiites people, yesterday around the Wuse axis, there was a lot of gunshots. I don't know why this keeps happening. The last time I checked, some security operatives even lost their life somewhere around, I think, the Wuse market or so, when these people came out. And now they are still coming out again. Well, I don't know how that actually ended. All right. Let's look at other headlines. Above the nameplate, this one says NCAA pledges full commitment to state safety programs. And CP, PDP to EBAT, stay clear of reverse allocation to petition UN and others. Right, then this one says a Kano court sentenced housewife to death for kidnapping and killing 8-year-old. What are they looking for? Take someone's life. There is nothing. Nothing is worth the taking of any other person's life. The Constitution, the law of Nigeria is seriously against it. You kidnap someone, then you kill the person. I think, I don't know, but then he who does a thing like that should also be meant to face the wrath of the law. Dabiri Erewa urges strategic communication to tackle Japa syndrome. That is the chairman and CEO of NIDCOM. Okay, moving away from there, we have no record of El-Rufai, Kaduna SDP. We have no record of El-Rufai, Kaduna SDP, is the one saying that. Okay, moving away from there as I try to round up the review this morning, the big story said, why government should invest more in alternative energy. Some riders to that story, cost effectiveness driving innovation. This is coming from researchers. Another rider says energy transition plan requires injection of $10 billion to kick start process. Stay clear of Rivers State allocation. PDP professionals warn administrator Ibas. Tinubu at 73. I am inspired to do more for Nigeria. That's coming from the president himself. Then this one says a poetry always a work in progress. Wole Soyinka is the one saying that, and of course the major part of the paper is in celebration of the president's birthday. All right, that is Saturday Independent. We're already looking at Saturday Independent. All right, as a matter of fact, the Saturday Independent is the last paper we have looked at so far, and as it is right now, we need to know that Nigeria is a great nation, and we want to say happy birthday to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as he celebrates his 73rd birthday today. All right, this is going to be the size of the newspaper review, and that will bring a global morning of this very beautiful day to a close. And of course, we have a lot of programs lined up for you this beautiful weekend. And once again, Barakat Salah in advance to all our Muslim faithful, and congratulations for a successful fasting, and everyone who is also doing the Lent fast. We are wishing you all the best. My name is Ramsey Enoch. Many thanks for staying with us.
Welcome to Global Morning.